Nicknamed him Walker, tied knots to get a bench. Said I'ma serve my country, just like my old man. July 29th came and he was gone. A shiny town car parked on that old gravel lot. Two uniforms.
Well, that wasn't as graceful as I expected. Anyways, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Cross Examinations. I'm your host, Mike S. Miller. Thought I'd do something for an intro in remembrance of Memorial Day. Today's topic, which I did not set up. What does it say? What a goofball. Finding Jesus in the war zone. Late not. Today's topic is not Last Night for Lone Star. Okay. Cross Examinations Live. Hey, bloody heck. What a goofball. What? You know, one of these days I'm going to start one of these shows, and it's everything is just going to go perfectly, because I'll be so organized and so up to date. Anyways, how's everyone doing today? Shoot, and I even have the wrong window open. Alright, let's see. Oh my gosh, dude, seriously, shut up. Shut me up. Alright, let's go here. Last Night for Lone Star. That's not correct. That is not correct. Please fix. Mike, stop being such an idiot. For just... Alright, transition. There we go, the chat. Hi, everyone. Sailor Moon, go ahead, ask a question. About time I had to watch other YouTubers. Okay. Well, now you can hear me talking. All right, let me. Gosh, if I refresh, it says it updated my titles, but it's not updating my title. So I might. Yeah. Okay. I have to go. One more thing. I have to go into YouTube directly to change the title so people know this is not about Lone Star. This is about Jesus. Yeah, there's Brian's streaming, Edwin is streaming. I apologize for stepping on either of their toes, but I do have to do cross-examinations. It is more important than they are. That's a terrible way to put it. Oh, I'm sorry. I love you guys, but I have to do cross-examinations before I do anything else. Alright. Videos. No, not videos. That's not the one I want. Live videos? Live? No? Other features? Live events. That's the one I'm looking for. Edit. Okay. Finding Jesus in the war zone. Cross Examinations Live. And down here I will put Happy Memorial Day. God bless our fallen. Faith, Bible, apologetics. Sorry, I know this is terribly boring. Terribly boring. This is horrible television. But I'm, hey, you chose to be here, so I don't want to hear any complaining. 20 people watching now, 7 likes. You know the deal, people. You know the deal. The cost of entry to this free program is to press that like button and press that share button and get some folks in here. Aaron Alfecci says, I like war. It makes for great stories, but I don't think I would enjoy participating. There we go. It has refreshed. Finding Jesus in the Warzone. Cross-examinations live. I don't even know what episode we're on. We are pretty deep into the 150s. I don't think we're at 160 yet. You are watching Edwin. Look what you made me do. I do apologize. Actually, as long as I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and not be a hypocrite, and I'm going to share this out as well to the tweeters. All the tweeters in the world. Memorial Day cross-examinations. Finding Jesus in the Warzone. Twittered. Tweedly-diddly-deed. Tweedly-diddly-deed. I should go to Facebook and fix it too. Maybe I'll do that after the fact. At any rate. Sailor Moon. Is your daughter still working on Jubilee? My daughter is asleep right. Why is she asleep? It's 12:51. I mean, she must have stayed up late last night. I will confront her and find out, Sailor Moon, where is my something to write on? I'm an artist. I got nothing to write on. Jubilee. Eden Jubilee. Yeah, I'll have her. I'll bug her about it today. Thank you for bringing that up. And you should have my email, so anytime, just bug me, I'll bug her, and we'll get her done. I got it all, brother, plus the secret stuff. The secret stuff. Oh, yeah, let's go, let's check out Lone Star. Why not? I do actually have to give you guys a update on Lone Star, not so much as so if you go to Lone Star, I changed everything last night, and so it looks like I haven't sold anything. Lone Star, patriotic superhero. He would be memorialized because he is listed as fallen, killed in action, World War II. So if you go to the perks, this is interesting. Whoops. Oh, I slide it this way. Okay. The perks mostly say I haven't sold anything because I went through and I changed everything. So let's grab one of these. I made Monster Hunt. Yes, I'm on cross-examinations. But say you go, oh, I want Lone Star 1 and issue 2. It's just 1 and 2 signs. So now, if you wanted one of those, you can go down here. There's a drop-down menu, and you can pick which cover you want. Isn't that fancy? But the bad thing about that is it makes it look like I haven't sold anything, even though, up here it says I've sold $127,000 worth. It kind of resets everything to 0 because I changed it. Whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. Husband of one wife. Oh, who's been looking that up? Oh, that was me looking that up. Alright. Let's turn off that window capture real quick. And let's get back to the previous episode of Cross-Examinations to see. Return to YouTube Studio? What the heck? I just closed my window. Need to go and see if there were any comments or questions from the last episode. California is anti-life. I don't have to watch it. There were. Kevin Ryan says Trump has opened up hundreds of thousands of acres of federal western lands to development, and it is driving the left bats. WK replies to him, in spite of Trump, government policies often work against his stated goals. It's the deep state. It's all about control. The left clearly wants to drive people out of middle America and into large cities. There's nothing wrong with large cities. It's a personal... This is all Agenda 21 stuff. And then Kevin Ryan writes again, when I post a comment here, I have no expectation that you will read it on the air. You may read snippets, whatever is needed for review, as you like, but in order to be clear, I cannot always be pithy. And then he writes a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 paragraph explanation of why he was right and I was wrong about the Constitution forbidding the federal government from owning land more than it deems necessary in enumerated powers. So I'm going to leave it to you guys. You can go read that comment. It's quite long, not pithy at all. And then you can go back and read the previous study, article, whatever you want to call it, and see who has the better argument. Because I am not a lawyer, and I'm not sure if the original writer of the article was a lawyer, and I'm not even sure if Kevin Ryan is a lawyer. But lawyers arguing about things in the Constitution, well, that's just that's the way it goes, right? That's our entire system of government. It seems like sometimes. So I'll let you guys decide who was right and who was wrong. Okay, Underdog Mike, right? Yes, Underdog Mike at att.net. It is finding Jesus in the war zone. No, it says war zone. It says war zone. There's an H next to an N. That's an N. Are you crazy? How does buying Bitcoin work? Do you want to buy Bitcoin? I could put up a link in my description. Maybe I should. Because, if you guys start opening Bitcoin wallets, then every time one of you does, if I use my link on Coinbase, I get $10 worth of Bitcoin. Which in 20 years could be worth $1,000. Who knows? New intro. Well, it was a. I just had the song playing and I kind of turned it down myself. There was nothing pre-set up here. I just had the flag up. So I had my flag up like that, and then I turned the music on. I let it play for a bit, faded it out, and then kind of turned it off, and then it was all kind of bumbly. But whatever. No. So let's say hello. Hello, Aaron, Dennis, Lady Celtic, Derek, Sailor Moon, Justin, Arwin, Tommy, Uriah, John. I need to get one of those magnifying glasses. You guys remember Romper Room? How many of you are old enough to remember Romper Room? Where are they? She has the big magnifying glass. She's like, I see Justin, and I see Sailor, and I see Uriah. And she's like looking through the little thing. I should do that for the beginning of the show. Howdy, Derek. It's a shame that YouTube doesn't let you see these things before you go live. You know what I need? Like a checklist. My dad took me up flying one time. He had his own plane. And before you go off in the air, you have to run down this checklist. Check. Make sure every single, you're taking your life into your own hands when you're up in the air, but you check every single thing on this list before you gun it, before you take off. Oh, man. No, you can't turn it up. I'm in the middle of a show, buddy. You have to go find some headphones, maybe. Or you can hear. You want to use my phone? Go watch TV somewhere else? Okay. Lone Star is in demand. No, Lone Star is not in demand. Lone Star is... I extended the campaign for another 30 days. This is going to suck. I've got, when one of your taste buds decides to go ballistic and just like be super sensitive and painful? Right? Oh, right there, right on the tip of my tongue. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be hard to talk. I'm on my second rum and coke. Join everyone. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, where I am. I thought you extended the campaign. I did extend the campaign. However, I still maintained that it's the first 30 days of the campaign where you got to be 2nd Brigade. 2nd Brigade people got the link to the free shipping on Monster Hunt. So, if you previously purchased Monster Hunt, you can get that as an add-on, a no shipping add-on to your campaign through the secret perk campaigns that I emailed all of you more than once. So check your junk folders if you don't have it. If you want Monster Hunt after that fact, you do not have to pre-purchase Lone Star, but you do have to pay shipping. All right. I thought we were going to talk about Lone Star. Well, just a little bit. I got it all, brother. Howdy. What's up, Tippy Tail? Don't knock war till you tried it. Remember the fallen, baseball, beer, and brats celebrating the freedoms they sacrificed for us. That is right. I don't know where it became baseball, beer, and brats, but the celebration, the appreciation for all our fallen heroes who have paid the ultimate price so that we can sit here talking crap on YouTube, drinking through our leftist tears mugs, arguing about politics rather than living under the tyranny of those who would take our freedoms from us. You know, God bless them all. I pray they're all in heaven. Thank you, any and all, for your service who are here. My heart goes out to your brethren who had fallen. Amen. Fancy. Okay. Michael Rector says Bitcoin is very unstable. Incredibly unstable. So unstable it went up $1,000 today. Or yesterday. I did list the original guy who you referenced. Oh, yeah. Oh, what? Kevin, you wanted me to read that whole thing? No. I don't want to get into that again. I will let other people decide. So Kevin did list the original author of the piece. So if you are interested in does the federal government have the constitutional right to take our land from our sovereign states, Kevin is given one side of the argument. The other guy gave the other side of the argument. You guys have fun. I'm not interested in drawing that argument out again. OMG, virtual money again. What? I'm just wearing the shirt. By the way, I do accept Bitcoin. I should put my Bitcoin wallet in the chat too. If you say Bitcoin 3 times and spin around in front of a mirror, you will see Mike behind you in the mirror. Hey guys, I'm currently camping. Clearly, I'm roughing it as I have to use data instead of Wi-Fi. First world problems, yeah. Mike is going to pump and dump us to increase the size of his Bitcoin wallet. I actually only have 1/4 of a Bitcoin. So, yeah, if you guys want to donate Bitcoin to me, that'd be great. It was her magic mirror. Yeah, I remember Romper Room. I love that show. I see Hakeem and Muhammad and Raib modern version. It was Romper Room with a mirror frame. With a mirror frame? Oh, okay. But she was just looking through it, wasn't she? I don't remember. It's been, 40 years. So, what's up, Catholic Rob? I was right. He extended it. Lone Star. Now we talking about his... Yeah. I guess I'm not banging it on the right spot, so because it's pretty easy right now. Hydrogen peroxide? Ugh, I'm not putting that in my mouth. Got it. Oh, 1st and 2nd Brigade, right on. Edwin has a live chat right now. I know. And I do apologize to Edwin for taking up his space. Is there something going on with the channel? Because we're down to 12 people watching. Have I been that boring? Oh, now it's up to 20. That's weird. It's very strange, this thing. Oh. Are we having some problems with the streaming? The streaming is down. The streaming is wonky. Oh no. His damn Cox internet. No, I have damned AT&T internet. Alright, Lord God, could you please fix this problem? We're trying to have Bible study here. Are you trying to get me back on track on Bible study? Someone is eating Mike's internet. That might be the case. They are probably playing games out there in the living room on 2 Xboxes. Yeah, hold on. I'll be right back. There he goes again. What the heck, dude? Finding Mike in his own stream. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting green lights over here. Glitchity, glitch. I need to turn off the modem. Wait a minute and turn it back on. Won't that, end my show? I'm getting green lights over here. So, whatever it was chugging me up. It looks like I'm okay now. Okay. He is richer than I am by far. What gives? Michael, the money from Lone Star, I don't get that for 2 or 3 months. Nor can I install my own cable line into my house. It's that would cost many millions of dollars to have that done. I don't know what to do. I'm sure there's a solution out there and I'm just ignorant of it. But yeah. All right. Where are we at? 19 minutes in. Let's talk about some other stuff before we get to the topic of the day. On Jesus Daily, I found an article, although I can't transfer it over here to this computer, so you're just going to have to let me read it. Scientists confirm that all humans descended from just 2 people. Bible had it right all along. From Dr. Aaron Tabor, MD. The scientific world is shocked at new findings that suggest that all human life descended from just 2 individuals. Additionally, the same scientific community also claims an event nearly wiped out all humanity about 100,000 years ago. Of course, this is almost precisely what the Bible describes in both the creation story and in the story of Noah's flood. I'm not going to go with the 100,000 years ago thing. But researchers were led by 2 scientists from the University of Basel in Switzerland, senior research associates Mark Stokel and research associate David Taylor. These men helped author a study and found that 90% of animals alive today, including humans, came from a single pair of parents less than 250,000 years ago. Again, I'm not good with the 250,000 years ago thing. But whatever. This research means lions came from 2 lions. Gorillas came from 2 gorillas. Elephants came from 2 elephants. 2 by 2. It all sounds familiar, doesn't it? The conclusion is very surprising, and I fought against it as hard as I could, Taylor said. To understand what these findings meant, researchers examined specific genetic markers called barcodes. They did not just investigate humans, but also 5 million animals from varying species. This research is exhaustive and far-reaching. In a time when the world seems to focus on how different we are from one another culturally, economically, and geographically, it would behoove us to pay attention to what these findings mean. At a time, quote, at a time when humans place so much emphasis on individual and group differences, maybe we should spend more time on the ways in which we resemble one another and the rest of the animal kingdom, unquote, Dr. Stokel said. I kind of redundant. The commands found in the Bible to care for the earth and to love one another make so much more sense now, don't they? It's honestly, that's not really a well-written article, but I think the point is fair, fine. Yeah, there was a creation of 2 lions, 2 tigers, 2 bears. Oh my. John Davies says, makes sense, wasn't the flood about 12,000 years ago? Not in my estimation from reading the Bible. Yeah, I think their timeline is wrong, but I think the end point or the starting point is accurate. 2 lions, 2 tigers, 2 bears. Oh my. 2 humans, 2 monkeys, 2 this, 2 that, 2 dogs, 2 by 2 by 2. There was no genetic intermingling of multiple species to create the blah 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 blah. You know, they try to say that about humans, that at some point there was a cross pollination between what, Homo sapien or Homo erectus and Neanderthal, and you know, they try to say there's all this kind of just, you know, like they spread and then they merge and then it creates new genetic lines and blah 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 blah. Nope. Started with 1 pair of human beings. I like to call them Adam and Eve. Call me crazy. I am taking donations. If 5G doesn't melt us, that might be a solution. Are those his real kids? Ha ha ha. Wait, Mike, are you willing to have a class to teach us about Bitcoin in the future? To teach us? I can tell you what I know. I mean, it's sort of a longer... Yeah, sure, why not? Why not? Surprisingly, it was Adam and Steve kidding. Ha 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 ha. Basil 3 starts soon. What is Basil? I don't know what that is. Deep time is real, Mike. Probably. I don't know what that is. Last Crusader. Oh, too much inbreeding then. Okay, Aaron, just to cover this base. I don't know how it is for the animals. Animals, it doesn't really seem like inbreeding is a horribly problematic thing. Until you breed out so much genetic diversity that you're left with, like, you know, Chihuahuas or what are some just jacked up Persian cats? You breed out so much of the genetic diversity, they get unhealthy, right? It's nice to have genetic diversity, but all right, here's the model. I know you don't believe this stuff, but just bear with me. God created Adam in his own image and likeness. Adam, being the progenitor, the alpha, the first human, would have the totality of genetic diversity within his DNA. Eve was created from Adam. She would be the female version, but she would have the exact same genetic perfection. So in essence, she was a female clone of Adam. As the generations go, you have say you can call the perfect. This is not a scientific definition, but just call the perfect DNA the total alphabet, A through Z, right? As the genetic code is replicated, you get what's called information loss. I don't think it's information gain, but information replication causing information loss. So over time, instead of having A through Z, you have A through Y and 2 Ys. Or you have A through M and you have 2 Bs, 2 Qs, 2 Ls. Whatever it is, you're replicating some code, you're losing other code. And again, this is all just, how do you say it? This is a metaphor for information loss. So that by the time you get to thousands and thousands of generations later, you have to maintain a certain amount of genetic information in order to have genetic integrity. And so if you have if you're already limited in one gene pool and you keep breeding them, you're going to cause more and more information loss. Whereas if you go to, that's why there was a study done on who was attracted to whom through smell, right? And women would be attracted to the smell of men who they were the most genetically differentiated from, and they would be repulsed by the smells of, say, their brother or their father, and it's like sort of a natural understanding that or programming, I don't know how you want to say it. God made it so that generally speaking you wouldn't be attracted, at least olfactorily attracted, to those who would be ultimately a genetic loss for your children. Yeah, that was an interesting study. I can't remember what the name of the program I was watching that. But yeah, it's all to do with, like, the bacteria. Everybody has the same sweat. You sweat, you have bacteria, but we all have different, what do you call it? What is it called, Elijah? The antibodies and whatnot? Your immune system kills different bacteria, so it makes your sweat smell different. And that's how it, that's oddly how you differentiate your genetic lineage, essentially. Pretty weird stuff. Interesting. Science is cool. The giants, or the Rephaim, and reportedly there are still giants in the Middle East and Asia. Really? Don't you think Adam and Eve is an allegory? No, I do not at all. I think they were living human beings created in the image and likeness of God. And then it starts over with whatever DNA Noah's family had. Not just Noah's family. Noah's wife, Noah's 3 kids who had Noah and Noah's wife's DNA, and 3 other women. Right? 3 other women. And I always found that number coincidental to the fact that science says there are 3 primary colors to the human species: Negroid, Caucasoid, and Mongoloid. Right? So, did Noah's 3 wives have a black, or were Noah's sons' 3 wives black, white, and yellow? I know. Silly speculation, but I always just thought it was interesting. I have an allegory to peanuts and ragwood. Allegory? I see what you did there. One was reportedly killed by the special forces in Afghanistan, about 13 feet tall. I would like pictures of that and video, if you have it, please. Are you describing the New World odor? True. Actually, a good theory. I wonder how many races there were before the flood. I know, I always speculate on that too. And that's what I was thinking. If I ever did a pre-flood story, which I have always wanted to do. I have one called Pangea. it would have like races that we are unfamiliar with. Well, races, they're still humans, but you know, different genetic lines. I mean, you could have elfin characteristics for one genetic lineage, right? That didn't make it onto the boat, onto the ark. I'll see if I can get it, Mike. Yes, bullets, keep it. Killed it. Keep it in mind. They used 60 cal. 60 cal? I didn't think they used anything bigger than 50 cal. Jeez. Noah's family was your boy Zach. Well, yeah, I think that's very close to accurate. All right, let's see here. Are we at 30 minutes yet? We are, and so let me swippity boo over to the topic of the day. Finding Jesus in a war zone. This is a story from theatlantic.com. An American veteran, John, J-O-N, like our own John Malin, describes his religious journey while deployed overseas, unlike our own John Malin. I didn't feel like I had a choice when it came to religion. Just as a child who has touched a hot stove knows what hot is, I knew 3 things about what just happened to me after I called out to God in one of the darkest moments of my life. I knew He heard me. I knew He knew me. I knew that He loved for me? That's not well written, but that's not the point. Out of the billions of people on the planet and the vastness of space, I knew the God of the cosmos had just taken a moment to step into my life in a tangible way. In that moment, He revealed Himself as real, personal, and loving God. That's why I didn't feel like I had a choice. There was no going back. I fell to my knees and I asked God to take over my life because I had made a hot mess of it. Now, let me back up and give you the details. I was a soldier who had spent 4 years in the Marines, deployed overseas after 9/11. My responsibilities as a squad leader were to make sure my men were ready for their mission. I could teach them to shoot, get them in shape, inspect them before every mission, but I couldn't help them when their dark hours came. On the day we deployed, one of my young married soldiers who had a 2-year-old had his heart ripped out when his wife said she was leaving him and taking the kid. He was destroyed and depressed, and I didn't know how to fix him. About halfway through the deployment, one of my soldiers had a nervous breakdown on patrol. He threw his loaded weapon down and refused to be a soldier anymore. I later found out that his wife and 6 kids were struggling at home. I reacted the wrong way and missed the opportunity to help. I had nothing inside to give him. And then tragedy hit. One of my older soldiers had 3 sons at home, and the oldest died due to swallowing his tongue during a seizure. The captain of our unit and I had to bring the soldier in, sit him down, and tell him that his son had died. He was absolutely devastated. We told him that he had 30 days to go home, bury his son, and take care of his family, and come back to the mission. I had no hope for him. These situations led me to start reading a small pocket Bible my not-yet father-in-law had given me. I started in Ecclesiastes, hearing how a great kid had chased every frivolous pursuit. How a great king had chased every frivolous pursuit and found nothing could satisfy him. It said, everything is meaningless, and there is nothing new under the sun. The king's pursuits of wisdom, wine, women, wealth, work, and worth had left his soul empty. All of that resonated with me, so I kept reading. When I got to the Gospels, the person of Jesus intrigued my mind and inspired me beyond anything I'd ever known. His insight into the condition of the human heart and his words stirred in me a desire for truth. When I read Jesus' response in John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but by me. The exclusivity of his claim, power of his person, and reality of my new relationship with him all came together. I believed he died and rose again, taking my sin with him, and I called him Lord. The choice to follow Christ as Lord has made all the difference in my life. In a previous reader note, a U.S. veteran lost his religion after seeing the horrors of Iraq, while a fellow veteran stuck with his faith. Update from another reader, Dwight. Coming to Jesus as Lord and Savior, to be born again and to become a Christian is not a religious choice. Christianity is not a religion, and if you think that's all it is, then the chances of you being saved are slim to none. Being a Christian, being saved, is about having a personal relationship with the Creator of the universe, with the God who became human flesh at the same time as being God, and came to earth to die for the sins of man and to reconcile man to God the Father. The Lord isn't looking for religious people. He's looking for people who will have a personal relationship with Him as Redeemer, Savior, and Lord. Being religious is of no value and is a man-made thing. God is much higher than religion. Religion is man looking for a higher authority, power, or God. Christianity is about a relationship, and it is God coming to man, not the other way around. I am shocked. This is in the Atlantic. The Atlantic is not a Christian... Oops, that's not the right one. The Atlantic is not a Christian publication, at least that I know of. So very interesting, very interesting. All right, let's see. It says there were giants after the flood. That's right. That's right. 60 Cal, you just verified your ignorance. It also says, as in the days of Noah, so will the last days be. Don't troll, dude. Sorry, 50 Cal. As an aside, I once saw Andre the Giant as a kid. He looked unnaturally big. That guy was monster. Monster big. Giants is a huge deal in the Bible, not just Goliath. Jews had to kick him out of Israel. That's true. And roughly that time, that's when they started showing up in North and South America. Is it truly possible to swallow your tongue? My first aid class said no. Well, I would assume that if you're having a seizure, that's probably a different scenario than just regular. Probably just choked on his own tongue. I don't know if you can't swallow it. It's probably just a euphemism for choking on it. It's not giants, it's hybrids too. Yep, Last Crusader. It may be absolutely true, and like all things, we don't have to believe it or not. I have an issue with unverified testimonials. How do we know it isn't fan fiction? I hope you're talking about the giants and not about the soldier reports that we just read, because it seems like you guys just all ignored these testimonies to talk about giants in the chat. Derek Laflamme, Christianity is not a religion. It's not. The Bible is not a religion. The Bible is a message from God. Religion is... It's more what we would describe as organized religion, right? But Christianity itself is not... It's not a religion per se, you know. It's purely a relationship with God, with God. You can belong to a religion and be a Christian. You can be a Catholic. You can be a Methodist, whatever. I think religion is more to do with denominationalism. But I don't know. It's just an understanding that religions try to give you a path to God, right? The whole story of Christianity, the whole story of the histories of the Messiah, of what it's all supposed to be, is about not you trying to reach God, but God trying to reach you, right? God trying to be a part of your relationship, a part of your life, not you doing things. I think it's the difference. The definitionally, it's my tongue. Definitionally, is the difference between like works righteousness and just accepting the gift of grace from God. The Giant of Kandahar investigated. Maybe if nobody wants to talk about our troops and Memorial Day. Hey, Comic Book Journey says, remember our troops, happy Memorial Day. There you go. Thank you. Powerful testimony overall. The Atlantic is foreign funded. They were dominant genes. Oh. There were dominant genes of big, tall, 7 to 9 foot tall people. They've been hunted out. Last Crusader says, sorry, Mike, this giant situation takes precedent. Guys, all the real giants play in the NBA. Batman's a religion. Yes, I take the blame. Okay, back to the troops. Well, I read the story. I found it very a powerful testimony. A couple powerful testimonies, actually. But if you guys don't want to talk about it, and it seems like you'd rather talk about giants. 39 people watching here. 28 likes. Please do hit that like, hit that share button. You know the deal, Shaquille. Speaking of Shaquille, giants thin is a pretty big deal. All right, I'm going to look up Giant of Kandahar. Okay, one place I'm not going is Snopes. True free thinker. Giant tomb in Afghanistan. What the heck? I might as well share this screen. Giant tomb in Afghanistan and the Giant of Kandahar. I consider the following to be in line with my report on ancient spacecraft, ancient alien UFOs. I'm a big fan of giants, so more like nopes, I know. The story is uplifting, Mike. Thanks for reading. Thank you, Lady Celtic Moon. They refer to an email sent in by a U.S. Air Force officer. First note that no name is given. At the end of the page it notes, source, stevequayle.com, which would explain the anonymous source, which is merely claimed to be authoritative, as that is Quayle's modus operandi. Hey, I was just contacted by an anonymous high-ranking officer who told me something no one could possibly follow up on since it's classified. However, I could not find anything regarding the issue in Quayle's site. In any regards, the U.S. Air Force officer claims that this photo, which was supposedly taken mere 8 months ago, shows a sergeant standing next to a 28-foot-long tomb. The site notes that Colonel Haygood, U.S. Air Force, has noted it looks as if it was taken in the late 50s to mid-60s. That is an old tan Air Force uniform. This makes sense for some reason, the new photo is in black and white. That's what he is said to be holding the giant turban, and that it was lined with brass, perhaps the original tinfoil hat. Now, when you're going to make such claims, you definitely want to announce it, the USA, as being half a world away, and make sure you point out, as is the case here, that the corpse was flown to a secret military base in Europe. So as to set the record straight, this photo made the internet rounds in connection with the story. All right, I'm not going to continue reading that. That seems a little less than confirmed. U.S. military killed a giant in Kandahar. You know who are the giants? The U.S. veterans who gave all for us. God bless you, Dennis Pruch. That is correct. I pilot drones, and we want to fund a trip to either Afghanistan or the Solomon Islands to try and track and bag a giant or yeti or redman or whatever you want to call him. In 2002, a biblical giant with flaming red hair was killed by U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan. But why did the United States Special Forces kill a giant in Kandahar and try to cover it up? Well, that doesn't look very real. It's just a drawing. Near the deceased body. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and not read that either. Come on now. Let's get some actual... Here's the thing. I am not a doubter in giants. At least not in the past. I am... But if you're going to show me a giant... You're going to say giants are around today. This you're going to have to show me some concrete evidence of. Oh, wait. In the summer of 2016, several personalities and websites dedicated to discussing supernatural myths and conspiracy theories began claiming that an American Special Forces soldier serving in Kandahar, Afghanistan, was killed in 2002 by a 1,100-pound blade-wielding 12-foot-tall giant from Old Testament times before the giant himself was taken down by the military. Yeah, I don't... okay. Yeah. Yeah. A 38-centimeter long finger found in Egypt, evidence of the nephilim. Okay, now... What? Was? Interruptus. What do you want, Jojo? Could this be evidence of... Alright, a mummified giant finger, if that is real, I could believe. I would want to see it DNA test. I can't even tell how long it is. Alright, then they're just bringing up a bunch of... Oh, they x-rayed it. Wow, that is a big finger. And they x-rayed it, and it is... That's a finger bone. Certificate authenticity of an X-ray advantage, both are from the 1960s. I want to find out where the rest of the giant creature is located. Returned to Egypt in 2009, compelled to learn more about him. Unfortunately, by then, the old man who allowed Sporty to take the pictures of the giant finger had vanished, along with all traces of the mysterious finger. That has scientists and researchers scratching their heads, but not with a giant finger. Now all that is left are these few images that are mind-blowing, and stories and myth creatures that once in the distant past walked among human beings. Well, yeah, so for those who don't know, if you follow this whole story up, supposedly, and I believe it to be true, because there are newspaper articles of giants. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong computer. All our old newspapers have been saved and stored on old microfiche. American Nephilim newspaper articles of giants in America. And it's funny because you'll have these articles of, Farmer Smith found a 14-foot tall giant burial when he was plowing his yard. And it'll be like in some old newspaper. And then 6 months later or something, there'll be another article in the newspaper, giant race in Greenland, December 1904. I don't want to watch this video. And it'll be like, Farmer Smith's giant was collected today by the Smithsonian Institute. And it's always the Smithsonian Institute. It's like in the 20s or something like that. The Smithsonian went around the country collecting all of the giants, all of the giant remains. Here's a red-haired giant stood 12 feet tall. I don't know if this is a decent article. Thing is, I didn't prep for this discussion. I'm just going based on what I know from previous research. Newspaper accounts of giants. And yeah, and so the only place they didn't get to is Peru. So if you go to Peru, you can still go to a museum in Peru where they have giant skulls. I mean, that is not just some bandaged, stretched out skull. Because what happens when you bandage and stretch out a skull? It kind of looks more like this, right? It kind of just changes the shape of the skull. But this is like legitimately extra skull, right? And then there's another one. Oh, creepy. There's this other one that it's not just this one. This is not just extra skull. The seams. Every human skull has the same seams, right? That you can see here. The skull. I think it's this one. It's one. It looks like a wide one. Is it this one? Look. The seams. There's no back seam. I'm trying to find the right. Yeah. See. There is no back seam on this skull. However this skull formed, it was not formed the same way as a normal, regular, and you know, they all, I don't believe in aliens, so I know a lot of alien fans believe they're alien skulls, but I don't buy that. I just think they are nephilim skulls. Here's one next. I guess that's human skull. So yeah, Peru's the only place apparently they didn't get to. This is a fake picture. Fake. And there's a lot of misinformation out there and a lot of fakes and stuff. So it's hard. Yeah, I'm sure this is real. Oh, Photoshop. Photoshop. What are you doing to the world? So very interesting stuff. Lots of rabbit holes, lots of rabbit trails. You can get stuck digging into this stuff for hours and hours and hours, and it's a lot of fun if you're interested in it. But yeah, as far as modern day giants, I don't know. I'd need a lot of evidence for that. But the Kandahar giant seems to be real. I didn't see anything that seemed real other than a report that could not be substantiated. But if you have a better article than what I could just flip through looking around on the internet, again, misinformation is part of the deal. So it's entirely possible that it's true, and then they put out all this misinformation, and then they buried the story. But I need a little more evidence to believe that. We're in Weekly World News territory now. Yeah, you need to go through a lot of articles to make the plausible ones true. Have you seen Tony Robbins? No. Somebody ask your boy Zach about this stuff. Don't Google Navy Sky art, no matter what EVS tells you today. Not patriotic, obscene. Okay. Mound people of North America. Yeah. The Native Americans have legends of the of giants. Red-headed giants. Why are they always red-headed? They come from freaking Ireland? Or are the Irish descended from the Nephilim? That would explain a lot. Anyways, looks like the leader, yeah. So you don't think God could have created sentient beings on other planets? Could he have? Yeah, sure, why not? I just don't believe he did. Or I don't have any evidence that he did. I don't believe UFOs are physical, or at least not solely physical, because from all of the reports of UFO sightings, they act in ways that are impossible in our physical reality. They ignore the laws of physics in how they work. They will go from complete standing still to 1,200 miles an hour in the blink of an eye. That cannot be done physically. It's got to be multidimensional or something along those lines. multidimensional, interdimensional, or something. They cannot simply exist in along the lines of our physics that we understand. So an easy way to say that is it's spiritual. Or maybe that's a confusing way to say it. But angels are multidimensional beings. Angels exist within and without our physical reality, right? Because we are limited to the 4 dimensions that we can see, that we can interact with: height, length, width, and time. So angels can obviously manipulate in and out of dimensions that we cannot interact with ourselves, and we can only know through quantum physics. So the angels are obviously masters of quantum physics. I'll spell my imaginary creatures the way I like them. Thank you very much. Not ginger, it's more crimson. Hydrocephalitis, maybe Nordic. Jay says, I agree, Mike, that what people believe are aliens are actually demons, but that doesn't mean he couldn't have created other humanoids on other planets. Either way, it doesn't matter in the long run. Yeah, true. I mean, it would cause a whole different question of reality, because Jesus isn't going to go create what's a Sarlacc. What's a good alien species? Sarlacc is not a good Telex? Trying to use something from Star Wars. So he's not going to go create Telex on another planet and then go die again for them, because they were created of a whole different lineage and would require to become a Telek and then die on a cross for them, right? So they would either have to be sinless, or if they fell into sin, they would be unredeemable, right? I don't know. It's all conjecture. It's all speculation. But I really don't think I think it's a moot point, because if they are real physical creatures, they couldn't get here anyways. You can't travel faster than the speed of light. And everything is millions and millions of light years away, right? It's like they say the earth is flat. Well, if it is, does it matter? So not going down that particular rabbit hole today. Did Jesus go there to die for them too? Yeah, that's the question, right, Patrick Swayze? If you really are Patrick Swayze. I have my doubts, just so you know. No offense. I spell my imaginary... Oh, yeah, I already did that one. The Borg. I found Jesus in Fallujah. Facing one's own mortality has an effect on you. Yes, here we live in our safety and security, and gosh, it is just such a different world from essentially the rest of human history, right? It's a really big universe. It doesn't really make sense that God would stop with just one sentient species. Well, take it up with God. God created a pretty massive universe. Who knows what else he's got going on up there. If you want to believe it, I guess there's nothing stopping you from believing it. I just don't really even think about it. Ancient giants are nephilim, born of fallen angels and human females. That is what it says in Genesis 6, to my understanding and belief. One sentient species doing a bad enough job right here. Sorry about bringing up the giant thing. Mike did sort of deviate the chat a little bit. And now, guess what? We're out of time. It's been an hour. I thank you all for being here. God bless our troops today. God bless our fallen heroes. Thank you all for giving us the safety and security that we are all currently taking advantage of. Hopefully to the best possible ends. Taking for granted, whether we try to or not, it's impossible to understand the measure. I mean, like I say, it's so out of character for the history of humanity, for a nation, a world, to live in this kind of peace and prosperity, right? And those who go and face the real dangers in the world, our soldiers, they're the ones who get a taste of what it was like, what it was like for most of humanity, an endless conflict, war, fighting over borders, religions, resources. That has been mankind. Fighting for power, right? Fighting for kings that you don't care about, but you have fealty towards. Fighting and fighting and fighting. Twilix. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Yes, Eden?
Mommy and I are going to go visit Juilliard.
Julie what?
Juilliard.
Juilliard? No, you're not.
Yeah, at the end of next month.
Close the door. Juilliard, yeah, right. So I thank them for going. It seems like going into the bacon. I smell bacon. Time to go. Thank you. God bless our troops. God bless America. Let me see if I can do this again. Let me see if I can. God bless America.
His mama started crying. She said, "You a lying. Where's my son?" So I'll take off my hat, raise up my drink to the ones that gave it all for the U.S. of A. Say a prayer for the families. Lord, give them strength. There's a folded flag in a frame, and I just wanna say thanks on Memorial Day.